Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the massive awaited return of Split 2 here for the V8 Veterans, proudly brought to you by Racekraft Simulations, as they have now come on as the title sponsor for the series going forward. Oh, it's great to be back, and it's great to be here out at one of my favorite circuits on the entire iRacing service, Phillip Island. This track is it's one in for me, of course. It is, you know, it brings the passion out of Australian fans and Australian racers as well. And tonight we are going to have some carnage as we try and trickle our way around here for 250 Ks. Hopefully, these drivers can get into it and get through it nice and quick, smart, of course. Don't forget, guys, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the bell icon if you haven't already, as any of that sort of stuff gets us to more eyes and to more viewers. So let's have a quick look here at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, located out of Cowes here in Victoria. This graphic will also give us a good example of where some other famous racetracks are in proximity to it, including Winton, Sandown, Tailem Bend, and of course Adelaide as well. We'll trickle our way down in to see the track map now on the beautiful Phillip Island down here in Victoria. It's absolutely magnificent. 12 corners is this circuit here tonight. 4.4 kilometers or 2.7 miles if you're reading it out of the well, the old style of measuring here in Australia. We start out on the Gardner Straight, go through turn 1 at Doohan Corner, and then up through the Southern Loop, a big double apex left-hander. It is a phenomenal piece of track. We then follow through Stoner Corner into Miller Corner, formerly known as Honda, and renamed into Miller out at turn 3 and 4. And then up through Siberia. Who can forget the big moment many a year ago between Shane Van Gisbergen and David Reynolds out at Siberia as well. Oh, I forgot to put that on loop. It's just done me dirty there. We're going to have to trickle our way back through again. I forgot to pause it by the time we got down to the track map. No one cares about Adelaide, apparently. Big hello to everyone in the chat already as well. Will Munro, Reg James, Anita Buckland, John Gallen, Gary Buckland as well, and Dave Baldock and Roy Clark too. So we'll trickle our way back down here to the racetrack. I forgot to pause, I'm not going to lie. It's the first time using this system, so great to have Anakin Daly in here as well, standing in for the Hoff once again. So we'll bring this back up and we'll chat through the circuit just quickly here. If I can actually remember to pause it this time, I have. So, who can forget the moment between Shane Van Gisbergen and, of course, David Reynolds out at Siberia many a year ago, over 10 years ago now. We then trickle our way up through Hayshed, up to Lukey Heights, and then it's down through the roller coaster that is MG out at turn 10, and then the very difficult turn 11, where you kind of got to be careful on the throttle as you make your way through that corner, maybe a little bit of short shifting just to get the car stable and move through that corner, and then it's full throttle, full pace through turn number 12 as well. It's done it to me again, but that's fine. Oh, you know what I've done? I've paused me music. We'll put the music back on. I forgot to pause the video, but it's fine. We got it all done, and we'll try and get that fixed for next time as well. Broken Hill has a track too. Well, there you go. Great to hear that as well. So, but tonight we are going to be in for some massive action here. Logitech G round number 1 out at Phillip Island for the Racecraft V8 Veterans Season 18. We have our typical weather setup here tonight for this series. The drivers are just out on track getting warmed up. We'll then be able to run through the grid once they've all gridded up as well. But we can kind of just run through here. Roy saying I want to blame John for my death in Siberia, but I can't. John Gallen saying it's a big sand trap, turn 11 to the straight. It's a massive sand trap. You do not want to get caught out there on the right-hand side. It's a very dangerous piece of the circuit. Very easy to get caught out there. So, you know, it's one that you do not want to be toying with or meddling with either. So we'll get our cars out on track, which they are at the moment, and we can run through our warm-up session. Then we can show our grid for here tonight as well. Currently got a couple of drivers out there, including Matty McMillan, having a bit of a run around at the moment. This is also a good time to show you the brand new overlays that we got set up for this season as well. We'll bring them up on screen once people have actually set lap times. It's all good, John. I will continue to do this split as long as the vets allow me to. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, once some people set some laps, we'll actually see the timing tower come up, and we can see the new overlays being shown. In fact, we can show you the driving, or the car stuff, the driver details. My brain's all over the place. It still looks very similar, but there will be some differences when the timing tower is up on screen, of course. Roy Clark saying side by side for half a lap for us. Just others didn't play nice. Yeah. Well, we will see all that action here to come here tonight. Just to catch up on some of your comments as well. Anita Buckland, Reg James, John Gallimore Munro all saying good evening to everyone. And Gary Buckland as well. John saying love that intro, pumps me up every time. It is a great intro. Although I do think we need to update the graphics on it a little bit. Maybe get some new footage of the cars. Maybe just update a little bit, bring it into 2024. Dave Baldock saying looking forward to seeing this. It'd be great to see, of course. But yeah, so cars warming up at the moment. Then we're going to get into our race here tonight. They've got about 2.5 minutes left of this warm up. They'll be practicing their starts. They'll be getting everything ready to go here tonight. And we'll get ready to go racing once again here for season 18. New cars. I mean, yeah, Gary. I mean, we could wait until the Gen 3 cars come out. But the problem is we won't actually have any footage of the cars. That's the thing. Like, we would actually have to run. My overlays are no good. Well, to be fair, no one's in the lead at the moment, John. Yeah, crash highlights could be good as well. But I think. Yeah, I mean, prior to Gen 3 coming out, I think maybe we get some footage from... I mean, I've got every single replay from Season 17, so we have a heap of footage there that we can use, and because people have changed their liveries and stuff, I can still get the replays and record them where we actually have the modern liveries on the cars. There we go, we've got them on screen now. We now have our graphic on screen, although only a few drivers have actually set a lap time in this warm-up session. But yeah, Damon Fisher, of course, still with Quantum Peaks Performance Racing. Will Munro still with Simriggs Infinity Motorsport. Sean Cullen, Paul Hayes also both crossing the line in this practice session as well. But yeah, so I think if we maybe update it before the Gen 3 comes out, and then for 2025, we collect the replays for all 3 splits for however many seasons we get of Gen 3 next year. And then make a new intro again for the start of 2025. So we actually have a Gen 3 intro. I think that'll be good. Roy Clark Will just wants to be the star of the highlights. Yeah. To be fair, I mean, he has had some pretty wild crashes in the past. We'd have to go back a fair while though to see his worst of them out at Long Beach. But you know, I think you know everyone has an opportunity to get on there for crashes. Everyone has a bit of an incident here or there in Split 2, and I think everyone will have an opportunity to get onto the intro, but we'll have to wait and see. Fisher coming in now at the end of his warm-up out there. Good to see Brian Minogue back in the series, back in Split 2 as well. Had a little bit of time away, I believe, so great to have him back. Gary Buckland's still out here in Split number 2. Hopefully he can have a good run here throughout this session. Oh, maybe. I mean, I'm not making the intro, Dave, unless they ask me to. But if I get some footage of your car, we'll get it sorted for you. So after all of that, we will now get ready to go racing here tonight. But we'll quickly bring up our grid for tonight's race. Steve Grumley from SLS Racing returns into Split 2 with a bang, starting out a pole position. And a privateer, Mark Poynton, who improves and continues on with his great runner performances since ending out last season. Gary Buckland will then start at a P3 here tonight for Old Mate and Sons, just ahead of Matthew Scholes for Riot Sim Racing out of P4. I believe he is a new and debuting driver. Simon Heddersheed back into Split 2 after a couple of seasons away, fully served United. He starts at a P5 ahead of Stephen Grech at a P6 for Old Mate and Sons. Mark Houghton will start at a P7 for Accelerate Sim Racing, just beside his teammate Lorne McKee at a P8, with Ed Fox making an impressive qualifying and getting into P9 for Player 1 Racing. Peter Vermey will then start at a P10 here tonight, ahead of debuting Scott Barton out of P11 for Virtual Motorsport. Mentors Esports, I believe it is, just ahead of Simriggs Infinity Motorsports, Shane Randall out of P12 P13 will then go to Todd Duggan from Nova Sim Sports, who makes his return back into Split 2, with Darren Goosey starting at a P14 for Old Mate and Sons. Will Munro will start at a P15 alongside Quantum Peaks performance driver Mark Peck at a P16, with Brendan Zatira making his way into Split 2 after finishing P2 in Split 3 last season. He will start at a P17. Jason DiBattista will start tonight's race at a P18 for Hypersonic Racing, just ahead of Daniel Sheriffs out of P19. Marty Hanson will then start at a P20 for East West Racing GMK Logistics, just ahead of Roy Clark for Bantam Alliance Racing at a P21. Damien Fisher will then start at a P22 for Quantum Peaks Performance Racing, ahead of Pacific Esports Racing's John Gallen at a P23. Jamie Peters then also gets the call up from Split 3 this season. He'll start at a P24 for Simrings Infinity Motorsport, just ahead of Jeremy Bush at a P25. Troy Sipple will then start at a P26 here tonight, ahead of Peter Latham in P27, with Jason Dunn starting at a P28 after coming up from Split 3 as well. Jim Caperonis will then start at a P29 for Old Mate and Sons, ahead of Hypersonic Racing's Glenn Corbett out of P30. Scotty Weston will then start at a P31 ahead of his East West Racing teammate Craig Healy at a P32, with Brett Taylor making up P33 for VMM Esports here tonight. Split 3 champion Wayne Shepherd didn't get the best qualifying he could, but he'll start at a P34 here tonight, ahead of returning Brian Minogue for SLS Racing at a P35. So then Brett Douglas out of P36 here tonight, ahead of Daniel Norris at a P37, with Matt Stoyles, who was P3 in Split 3 last season, starting at a P38. Sean Cullen will then start at a P39 here tonight, ahead of Matty McMillan at a P40, Paul Hayes at a P41, and then Michael Yeo at a P42. Big thank you to our brand new Split 2 race control here tonight, Greg Favell, Anthony Visma, and Michael Hayes as well. But we will now get ready to go racing. We have got about 10 seconds to go before these guys get ready to have the jump. Who is going to get the best possible start they can for Split 2 this season? The lights should be out. The revs are rising. We're getting ready to go here for Season 18. Vets is officially an adult as we get ready to go here off the line. All the cars starting to veer across the track. We're getting all tongue-tied and twisted as we come down towards turn 1. As we're looking here a bit further back through the field, couple of little movers and shakers here as we make our way round. Let's see here how we go up through turn 2. Couple of movers here. Will Munro done well. He's down a spot though. Randall down a spot, down a couple of spots as well in behind. Always been a big moment in the background. I believe Jason DiBattista might be out of this race. I think he's actually had a bit of an issue with his rig. Scotty Barton, Darren Goosey, these guys fighting hard already. There are cars everywhere on this track. So hard to keep a look on it, and Mark Houghton's already been spun round out at turn 4. So into the grass he goes. New livery on that car this season. And he has dropped right down the field after that. Super early there. Big mover and so far a couple of drivers up further through the field. Oh, there's been contact with Todd Duggan. He's dropping down the field faster than a wet piece of paper on the ground. Jim Caperonis has also had contact. He's lost the rear end. There are just cars absolutely everywhere at the moment. We'll head up into the Parramatta Isuzu blimp just to see how they trickle round MG. They look all right at the moment. We're going to head back up to the leaders though. How do they look so far? Steve Grumley leads the way still to the rest of the field. Get our interval up so we can see how far back people are. Buckland P2, he's had a great start. And it is already going off so far. Goosey and Barton, those guys are still fighting hard. See, Goosey's just dropped so many spots there. And getting back into it now out at turn 4. Let's check out how our leader's doing, Steve Grumley. Yeah, we can get our positions gained as well. We'll get that as of the end of this lap. Hanson swapping positions at the moment. So we got 5 positions gained for Ed Fox up to P4. Great start from him. John Gallen up 11. I know why he asked me that. Great to have you here, Steve Murray. Gallen as... Oh, we've got a big drop in here from Corbett. He's dropping a heap of spots out of Siberia. I think he may have hooked up the exit of the corner just slightly. pretty good, though, as we come up through Lukey Heights. But Grumley, though, leading the way back to Buckland at the moment. Buckland P2 at the moment. He's just trying to chase down the leader as we come up down towards turn number 1 once again. You just see that gap has just grown significantly. Wayne Shepherd into the pits. I believe he's actually copped a penalty for jumping the start. So he's now come in for that penalty. Yeah, a lot of fast tyre wear here, Anakin, that is right. And these guys pushing super hard at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how the tyres can last. Luckily for them, they do have to do 2 pit stops. So, so they will be, you know, not wanting to push too hard, obviously. But, you know, there is a little bit of wiggle room in there. Fastest lap of the race so far goes to Scotty Barton. He is currently sitting on a 128.76. Absolutely exceptional from the debutant. He's doing a very good job so far. He's up 1 spot. He's into the top 10. And he is just leading from the front for those VMM boys. He's doing very, very well. In behind, we've got some tight action here. Munro and Gallen. These guys are going hard at the moment. Yeah, Gallen's doing incredible. Up 11 spots already in this race. No, it is never good. It's never good to be a premature starter. I don't know why I find that so funny, but that was a good one. Oh, we can see here Gallen, though, trying to get a run on him. Wants it down at Doohan. Can't quite get it done. How does he go at Southern Loop as we come up round? Making our way through. They look all right at the moment. We've got a couple of little battles throughout this field going on. Goosey wants to get in on this action too. How's this? Jamie Peters coming up from Split 3. He did want to have a shot at winning a Split 3 championship, but this is out now. He's got that Specialized livery on the car going forward from his personal sponsorship for Aloha Gardens. He's currently got Split 2 Lifeold, we'll say, Craig Hillian behind him, although Todd Duggan trying to make a move here. Duggan just trying to get up on him. He's now up behind Peters. How can he survive from the pressures of Split 2 coming in? Barton is on debut. Barton is on debut, yes. He's doing very, very well on debut as well. I've seen a lot of racing from Scotty Barton from his time in F3s. He does very, very well. Oh, look at Duggan just riding up behind the corner here, right up behind Peters. Peters trying to cover the line, under brakes now. Oh, and he just taps the rear of him there. That sends Peters into no man's land. We'll have to wait and see what race control says about that one. Very, very interesting. Up towards this battle now. We were checking out before Munro and Gallen as they come round doing once again. Gallen wants to get this move done. Munro, though, defending as hard as he possibly can as we come up round. Not quite close enough to get anything done there. Let's check out Matthew Scholes, P2 now in the 605 machine. I do believe he is a debutant. Maybe if JVR can let me know. Glenn Corbett has gone off the track, though. He spun it. I believe it's out at turn 2. Let's quickly check out how he's done it here. And just see here, Mr. Drifter comes on through and just loops it round. Has to wait for the rest of the traffic to come on past. Bit of a shame for him, but yeah. Matty Scholes, as I mentioned, I believe he is a debutant here in Split 2 and doing very, very well at the moment. P2 at the moment here. He's leading Gary Buckland at the moment in P2, although he's got 3.5 seconds up to Steve Grumley up in P1 now. Steve spent some time in Split 1 the last couple of seasons, has come back into Split 2 now. He'll be hoping to get that championship that once eluded him and just, you know, try and solidify getting back into Split 1 for season 19. And, well, he's doing the best job he can possibly do right now by leading from the front. Let's just see if there's any other battles starting to form at the moment. Let's check out how Scotty Barton's doing. Debutant, as I said, in the series. He's had a lot of history of racing. Or as I say that though, John Gallen, he's poking the nose just slightly here. Oh, covers Goosey as they come down towards Doohan. Is it going to be 3 wide as they come through? No, Goosey backs out of it. Outside line for Gallen here. Inside line for Munro. They're then going to switch the lines as they come through too. Side by side. Oh, I'm choking on it. There's big contact with Munro and Gallen as they come through turn 2 there. Munro very, very lucky to not go all the way out to the wall. Oh, 6 vet starts. Fair enough. That was some big, big contact from Munro and Gallen there. Although it looked like, you know, a bit of a racing incident. They were side by side coming through the corner. I think fair play. It was a big knock. But it didn't look like anything malicious or anything like that. But we continue on here. You see the big marking there on the side of that Simrigs Infinity Motorsport car. New livery on those cars this season. We had a couple. We had a couple. We'll find out if there's any others, I suppose. Let's check out how someone else might be doing so far. I'm just trying to find them on here. Mark Houghton is doing pretty well. He's got Duggan on the outside line at the moment. You can just see them trickling around. Houghton, a former winner in this split. And here comes Duggan, just bodies his way through. They continue on. Didn't look like anything between that. Just, you know, a bit of a race, you know, a bit of a rub just to get his way through there. Houghton's still able to go, although he comes into the pits. Thank you, Jackos. Appreciate it. Yeah, just a little bit of a knock there. Nothing too malicious about that one. That one looked pretty good to me. We'll head back up, though, to Skulls P2. Yeah, apparently he just wanted to have a pelican on the side of his car. Maybe he just wanted a bird there because we're out at Phillip Island and we have penguins out here, so maybe that was it. I'm not sure. Skulls, though, doing a fantastic job on what I assume is re-debut in the Vets. I don't know, though. Roy Clark saying I didn't. No, Roy, you just want the what's it called? The hourglass. You want the hourglass on the side of your car. You've been around it that much. Here is doing. He's come up from split 3. Finished P2 in the championship last season. It was oh so close. But there are a lot of pelicans at Phillip Island. You are right. You're not doing, you know, you're doing your fair effort to bring more here. But Satira, we got a little bit of a drop here. All good. Sorry about that. But Satira at the moment doing well. P14, as I mentioned, he came up from split 3 this season. We've got a couple little drops here. Hopefully it can stay all right. Following in behind John Gallen at the moment. I see Scotty Barton. Just thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. Scotty Barton just having a few drops in and out there on the timing tower, I just noticed. But tell you what, Zatira doing well here in his debut for Split 2. Obviously, he had a lot of practice out of Split 3 last season. Another one who's doing well is Ed Fox, who's in an intense battle at the moment with Stephen Grech. And these guys they're racing for sheep stations already. Look at them, 2 wide coming up the hill. We come up to Lukey Heights. Grech just lets him have it. Too early in the race to really fight for that just yet. And we are past the point as well where drivers can start coming in and begin their pit stop strategy. Now, we worked out about lap 7 you could do it if you wanted to split the tank. So pretty much by lap 7 you could fit that 56 litres in to split the needed fuel. You did need your teammate in with you, John. You've been stuck in here on your own recently. So Ed Fox doing so well. See if I can remember all of my camera selections. Yes, I can. Very good. So on the inside of that Player 1 car. being stalked at the moment by the old mate and sons machine of Stephen Greck and the Accelerate Sim Racing machine of Lorne McKee. As we come on through Miller, I did mention the new liveries on those Accelerate cars. I'm liking it very much. New sponsor on that car for them. Looks like Primal Wheels, I think it is, on the side of that car. It's a very nice colour scheme, the good old grey, white and orange. And Scotty Barton's internet is not holding up at the moment. He is blinking quite a fair bit. As we come up through Hayshed once again. Ed has driven absolutely exceptionally so far. Roy at the moment, Dave, is just chilling at the moment here. New livery on that car as well this season. And I must say, that thing is a thing of beauty. That looks absolutely gorgeous. I love that white and green look. That looks exceptional. So we've got Shane Randall in behind him at the moment. 4 tenths, about 4.5 tenths behind Marty Hansen, just ahead of him here. Grundy's waist. That is exceptional. That's a great livery, Roy. You know what? That is an upgrade from last season. And I loved your livery last season, but this looks great. Yeah, the Simrigs cars will be getting the fixed banners this week prior to round 2. So that will be getting done. I know I should do better, but they will be getting done 100% before round 2. Oh, Roy leading a bit of a gap there to Randall. Randall just backs out of it though. New livery on the Racecraft cars as well. I've heard Bruce talk about that a little bit in previous weeks. Looks like Brad Jones is upside down paint, except that this season. Oh, yeah, I got ya. Was that, so are you saying it looks like the Aussie Mail car? Is that what you're saying? The car that he rolled? Not helping, boys. He's doing alright. P18, yeah, I thought so, yeah, the Aussie Mail car. They were some good looking cars, I'm not gonna lie. They were absolutely gorgeous. Tell you what though, Damon Fisher, he was, through pre-qualifying, he was kind of scratching at the edge of split 1, and then in the dying embers he was put into split 2. Look at this though, Hansen just trying to slot it up the inside of Fisher. They're going to go too wide here through the second to last corner. Hansen gets it done. That was a fantastic pass from him. Absolutely exceptional. We can see here Barton still trying to get up onto the back of these guys. We've got Verme coming in behind. That looks like some new colours on that car as well. Doesn't appear to be a part of the WKMP outfit anymore. 1MLT. That is the new team for him. Yeah, it was very respectful from both drivers that time by. It's great to see. Roy, speaking of Roy Clark, just coming to the pits. So he's now started his venture into the pits. As we come through Miller once again. Verme under pressure here from Goosey out of P11. See here, Verme catching the back of Barton here at an absolute rate of knots. Let's go on board with him here. See how he looks coming up through Hayshed. And then up through Lukey Heights. This is a real roller coaster of a section. You're really just going to be careful if you turn on your throttle mapping. Oh, we can see him come through MG. Oh, Verme dropping out a little bit there. We're back though, we are back with the live pictures. So we come up to start lap number 12. Let's stick with these guys for a little bit. Barton putting massive pressure on McKee now. Current top 10 as we start lap number 12. Brumley, Scholes, Poyton, Buckland, Hedesheed, Grech, Fox, McKee, Barton, Verme. That is the top 10. Zatira into the pits for his initial stop here. He's now coming down the lane. He has the early stop. So there in the box. Car all fuel back up. Let's check out how some of these other drivers are doing. Matty Stoyles into split 3 this season. These guys have now grown up to a 4-car outfit in split 2, and he's doing very well. Let's check out some of the guys up towards the back. So Dipatito out of this race. He was out before the first lap even finished. We then got Glenn Corbett, P41 at the moment. Then we're up to Mark Houghton, who's been in the wars a little bit. Roy Clark has been into the pits, as mentioned. Satira just coming out of the pits in behind former Split 3 cohort. Jamie Peters just ahead of him here. We got Toddy Duggan sitting out at P36. His teammate Paul Hayes just up the road. An intense battle with Wayne Shepherd at the moment. This guy's fighting tooth and nail. Of course, Wayne won that Split 3 championship last season, so he'll be open to do what others have done and come up here and do well in Split 2. I love those new liveries on those Accelerate cars. They look very good. We've got Jim Caparonis just up the road from him, still rolling around without a wing. And I believe there may have been some contact possibly between Vermey and Barton. I think we may have missed it, unfortunately. Well, the car still looks pretty good at the moment. Shane Randall into the pits. Back to our little run here. Then we have Matty Stoyles following him behind Daniel Norris. Not sure if Norris has actually ever had a run in Vets or not. You guys can let me know. We got Brett Taylor just up the road from then. Sean Cullen. These guys following in closely behind each other. Look at Taylor though. He wants to get this done into turn number 1. Up the inside, Cullen holds position, rolls it back out in front. Some nice clean driving from these fellas at the moment. We will be starting to get into our pit stop period very shortly. We've got Brett Douglas just up the road from them. And then Craig Healy following not too far behind Michael Yo. We come up here to turn 4. Of course, that Racecraft livery, they have now the personalised colours on those cars so we can help. I'm saying that D Norris is a vet. It's a vet. Oh no, I can't. 48 starts. Thank you so much, Reg. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you. Is this his first time in Split 2? Can you let me know that? Matty McMillan just ahead of him here. Remembering he ran that basic livery at the final round last season, but he is back in the Super Cheap Auto car for this season. Brian Minogue, as I mentioned, returned to the series here. Bit of an updated sponsorship on that car for him. Oh, okay. Oh, I've just got the mind of an absolute pelican then. Not saying that my mind is like John Gallen's, like an actual pelican. Well, Mono just ahead of him as we move on swiftly here. Then Jeremy Bush just up the road, slowly following in behind Scotty Weston here out of P20. We've got Jason Dunn, who's come up here from Split 3, new livery on his car this season as well. Then Daniel Sheriff's just ahead of him too. Peter Latham doing a good job here, P17 at the moment with Damon Fisher just up the road from him. Marty Hansen, as I mentioned, he got a good pass done on already one Pecky's car, but now he has to try and do it on 2 more with Mark Peck and Troy Sippel just ahead of him here on track. And then we go up to, he probably did have some troops in there. Maybe he had some burgers in there. Peter Vermey, as I mentioned, P12 at the moment. John Gallen, P11, he's done very well. He's up 12 positions in this race. Biggest mover so far, though, Michael Yo up 19 positions in this race. Darren Goosey rounding out the top 10 as he goes for it down the inside of Barton. Not quite close enough there to get it done. Okay, Pelican. Oh, well, I suppose they are. The Pelican in Finding Nemo was quite intelligent. As mentioned, Scotty Barton on debut out of P9. Lauren McKee just ahead of these guys. So this is a nice little intensifying battle between them. Ed Fox has now broken away from them as well. P7. Very impressive run so far for him. Marty Hansen into the pits now for his first stop. You did get that, Gene. You were adopted by them. That's what it was, John. You were adopted. Stephen Greck just up the road from him out of P6. Simon Heddersheet, as I mentioned, returning into Split 2 this season. Last time he was here in Split 2, he actually won the race off of Stephen Greck, ironically, who's behind him on track at the moment. He got it done via some great strategy play. That was all the way back in season 14, back when I first started broadcasting Vets, actually. Gary Buckland just up the road from him out of P4. Then we've got Mark Point in P3. One of the most exceptional privateers I have seen in Vets. The fact that he has not been picked up by a team yet is extraordinary. Matthew Scholes, as I mentioned, P2, and then Steve Grumley leading the way at the moment. Scholes has actually managed to drop that gap down a little bit now to about 2.5 seconds. So he is starting to get in his groove here and starting to chase down the SLS racing driver not too far up the road from him. As he comes around turn number 12 to start lap 16 of 57. So still a fair way to go here tonight. Could possibly still see some more carnage. We got a good amount in the first 10 laps. Let's see, though, how much more we can get as we continue on here. Scotty Barton into the pits now. First scheduled stop for him. That now releases Darren Goosey back into P9 and chasing down Lorne McKee. Goosey up 5 spots now. Gallen into the top 10. He's up 13. Sipple up 14. Latham and Dunn, they're both up 11. Scotty Weston up 13. Michael Yeo has now clicked over to 20 positions gained. Oh, sorry, let me do this properly for him. 20 positions gained so far. Matty McMillan's up 16 in behind. Brett Douglas up 10. Sean Cullen up 11 as well. Brian Minogue up 14. He's had a great run. Fantastic from him so far. These guys are just trying to get up onto the back of Will Munro at the moment. So we got the back of this car onto Scotty Barton. Oh, Barton getting close under brakes here. Not quite close enough to get anything done, though. These sorts of battles are starting to take their time just to trickle on through. And I've just noticed we're up to 49 viewers so far here tonight. So I have to wonder if people are viewing because they love Split 2 or if they're viewing because they want to see what happens in this race. Did you see a light flash? I'm not sure actually if we saw a light flash then. I wasn't looking at it at the moment. Oh, someone clicked off, so they were down to 48. You have to wonder if people are viewing to see because they love Split 2 or if they're viewing to see what kind of carnage we can get from this race. Minogue appears. Oh no, he's not coming in. Barton round the outside. Can he get it done around turn number 12? I know, as if we have 49 viewers and only 4 likes. Be sure to get onto that like button, guys. Any form of not contribution. I'm trying to think of what it's called, but you know, any form of I can't even think. The word's gone now. But if you guys like, subscribe, get into the chat. And then also hit that bell icon as well. It will help us grow the league, grow the channel. You don't flash. Oh, you don't flash while flying for position. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. Not participation. Like engagement. The more engagement we get, I guess you could say. So the more engagement that we get will help grow the channel, help grow the series, and it'll help bring more drivers in to this series as well, and it'll be for the benefit of the league and the benefit of the drivers too, and also for the channel, because the more as we can get on the series, then that's just a benefit for everyone. So yeah, support, that's another word as well, Gary, thank you. Yep, support. So more support, more engagement we can get, it helps us in the long run, helps the series in the long run as well. These guys have not given up on this battle just yet. Looking like a good one so far. Check out though how some of the drivers might be doing at the moment. Goosey and McKee, these guys are in an intensifying battle. Gallen and Verme in behind them, they're in an intensifying battle. Sipple and Fisher, these guys are just rolling around together with the boss not too far behind them. Helps with the algorithms. Yes, helps with the algorithms. Okay, yeah, helps our algorithms. We get our algorithms right, then it's going to continue to help, again, grow the series and stuff like that. So, you know, whether you come and watch the podcast or you come and, you know, just check out anything that happens. I might also just quickly bring up the Facebook stream as well to see if we've got any comments on the Facebook stream too. Let's have a look here. Bring this up on screen so we can get this going too. Check out the chat on that one. No comments on that one just yet. That's fine. Hoff told you, yeah. Hoff's right. Yeah, helps with our algorithms, helps with everything, and it helps the series as a whole. But let's check out here how some of our little battles are going. So we got Heddersheed versus Buckland at the moment. These guys are super close right now. Gallen and McKee into the pits. So we are now well and truly getting into our pit stop period here tonight. Lap 19 of 57. Sheriff's into the pits as well. 56 people watching now. Absolutely incredible. Great to have you all here checking out this action here tonight. See here, Heddershee trying to get up the inside. A little bit of a lock. Forces Buckland to go wide here. Wants to get the run. Buckland defending very well though. We know that Buckland is no slouch. He is a regular in this series. He's a regular of Split 2. John Gallen saying went in now because Vermo was all over me. Yeah. Can we get to 80? Who knows? Who knows? Can we get to 144? Can every single person in Vets click on and watch this race? We will see. Heddershee though, putting all sorts of pressure onto the back of Gary Buckland now. Let's check out how he's doing here inside the car. Rocking that Daniel Ricciardo helmet. It's a good lead, I must say. Simon Hayes getting into the chat. Popcorn check, V8s check, action check. Let's go. Oh, it's only just heating up. Look at Heddershee though, getting a run down the straight. Can he get this done into turn 1? They're too wide right now. Heddershee round the outside. A fantastic move from the former Split 1 driver as we come up through turn 2. Mr. Robinson, I'm not a driver. Hey, I'm not a driver either. I'm just here for fun. John Allen saying 150, we'll have 0 incidents at most spawn. Sipple, Peck, Latham, Munro, Minot, Cullen all into the pits now to start their pit stop strategy. Remember guys, if you haven't been here before, these drivers are required to do 2 compulsory pit stops across this race. Half the field has done 1, half the field has done none. If we get a safety car, it's going to be fair game for anyone to have a proper crack. It does work around the outside at turn 1. It was a great move. It was absolutely exceptional. That was a fantastic move from Simon. I know we got a little bit heated yesterday on the podcast. He did actually send me a message. You know, we sorted that out. We kind of conceded to each other and everything's all good now. And it's good to see that he is actually having a good run at the moment here in this race. Hopefully he can continue that up. Oh, he's pushing super hard though. Those rear tyres are absolutely screaming as he comes through the pit entry here. Heddershee into the pits. That was full push. Just trying to get that car caught around that corner. And it is so easy to lose the rear out of turn 11 there, but he did so well to catch it. It was absolutely exceptional. Daniel Norris now coming out of the pits as well. Currently P40 out of 41. He is now a lap down on the leader though. And it is Grumley who leads the way. He is yet to come into the pits. Oh, we can see a little bit of movement ahead of them here from some drivers. I believe it might have just been some tyre smoke. Welcome into Mr. Robinson. Hopefully you enjoy what you're seeing here tonight. As we see down the inside, John Gallen trying to get back his lap now on the leader. So Grumley's not going to let him have it here. We'll continue on at the moment. There has been some great racing so far. I must say, first half of this race has been fairly good, fairly reasonable. There hasn't been too much stuff happening. But there could be more to come. We'll have to wait and see. But I will concede that the first half of this race has actually been fairly reasonable. Grumley comes in though. So the leader of the race makes his way in. Super aggressive entry here into the pits from the SLS Racing driver. We can see some cars already in here, including, I believe, Paul Hayes, Matty McMillan, Wayne Shepherd. Those guys have now been in as well. Poynton now takes the lead of this race from the leader. He's got Wayne Shepherd just ahead of him here. Sheppo lets him go. He's now officially a lap down on the leader, but the leader still needs to come in. So Grumley, Scholes, Fox, Goosey, those guys are now all into the pits. Peter Verme stays out. Buckland and Gretsch also stayed out. Oh, Gretsch, sorry. Jeremy Bush, I believe, is staying out. Yes, he is. Scotty Weston stays out as well. Scott Barton also stays out. Brett Douglas into the pits. What about Brett Taylor? What does he do? He follows his teammate in, so he's into the pits. Michael Yo stayed out. Matty Stoyles stayed out. What about Caparonis? He comes into the pits to get a new... Oh, no, he stays out. Sorry, I do apologise. Missaw that one. Only other driver below them who's not come in for a scheduled stop, Jamie Peters, currently P22 at the moment. So he will be trying to get round. I'll have to wonder if he comes in this lap. No, he stays out, so he's still going at the moment. Fox, Taylor, Douglas, they all now got their stops done. Caparona still needs to come in, so does Stoyles. Grumley still provisional P1 at the moment, although it will have to wait and see what happens here when Poynton comes in. Scholes is about 4.5 seconds behind him here, so he's actually lost out on a bit of time through those through that pit stop. But still a long way to go in this race. Let's check out how our old mate Roy Clark's doing at the moment. He's currently in a big battle here with Troy Sipple for P21. Stay with these guys from moment. Mark Poynton into the pits now, so leader of the race comes in. I'll have to wait and see how he does and where he comes out in comparison to the leader. This battle's still intensifying. Jeremy Bush comes into the pits as well. So Greg has, sorry, not Greg. I believe Grumley is about to retake the lead, and he has. Anakin saying still on his wheels. Good job, Roy. He's done a good job to stay on his wheels so far. He's got Sipple in behind, as well as Dunn and then Latham as well. Sips, though, wants to get this done here. The Season 14 Vets champion. Oh, bit of rubbing here from these guys as they come around the final corner. A little bit of rubbing between them. That's okay, though. A little bit of rubbing. Rubbing is racing. These guys are looking feisty at the moment as we come down to start lap 23 for them. Are they going to go 4 wide through turn 1? I hope in hell they do not. They do indeed! And that is a massive incident for those guys. Sipple into the sand. Dunn is off track. Pecky, I believe, has made his way through. That was questionable, we will say. That was very questionable from those guys. 4 wide into turn 1. At some point, you got to just have a bit of a thought and just think, hey, maybe I'll lift here. And let's not go 4 wide into turn 1, because it does not work. That was absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. That was huge. That was, you know, Anakin saying, wow, that was just plain stupid. Daniel Norris saying, wow, WTF was that. That was one of the, that was questionable. That was questionable. We'll leave that one up to race control. That was questionable. Gary Buckland into the pits. Stephen Greck into the pits. Michael Yo, Peter Verme, Scott Barton. Those guys are now all coming. Caparonis has stayed out, so he's still running around, and Scotty Weston has stayed out as well. So Steve Grumley is still the provisional leader of this race, and he is still rolling around here at the moment. As we come through turn 4. JVR saying, sure, this isn't split 3. No, we're here for split 2. I promise you, we're here for split 2. Daniel Norris saying, did help me get some spots. Hey, however you can get it, you get it, all right? Split 50. Oh, I wish I had loaded up my meme now. My meme was so good that I put into... I'm going to load it up after this, and we'll have a look at it. It was a good one. It is funny, we'll say. Michael Yo, how's he doing at the moment here for Racecraft? He's rolling around at the moment. Troy Sipple, looks like a little bit of a lock up there. I think he may have actually gone off track. I'm not quite sure. Replay. Unfortunately, it's actually not giving me the option to click on the replay. It stopped recording as of lap 5. So I actually can't have another look at it. Scotty Weston and Jim Caparonis finally come into the pits. I think saying split 3 was pretty clean. They were. They didn't even have a safety car, I don't think. Oh, if they'd actually made it through, we would have been calling their Foggy OG saying this is a JVR move. If they had actually made it, if it actually worked, we would have been calling their praises and being like, what a fantastic move. That could have ended in tears, but it was exceptional. But in hindsight, and hindsight is 2020. Nice little Megadeth reference for you there. That was questionable. That was we'll say questionable. Michael Yeo, though, doing fairly well. He's up 12 spots so far in this race. Caperonis and Weston have just... they're about to come out of the pits, I do believe. Scotty Weston comes out now. Ooh, that was wild from Michael Yeo. Big avoidance from him there, from the Racecraft driver. That was wild. Anakin saying Hoff was disappointed, perhaps the clean is following him, quite possibly. Anita saying that's one for the season's crash highlights, definitely is. John Gallen saying too wide is freaky enough, that is true. Woman saying was never going to make it through, boys all doing 180 kilometers plus. Yeah, it's I think that one was a little bit of blind decision making, we'll say. John Gallen saying Yo was super lucky, he didn't hit him. Yeah, he didn't. That was so lucky, and that's what's... It's unfortunate we can't use the longer pit exit. Yeah, you can do 3, but it is very iffy. I think realistically 2 is the maximum that you want to have going through there. But the point I was making, Michael Yeo doing a very good job so far after coming up from split 3. Oh, there's big contact down here by some drivers. Big contact from some of those drivers there. Daniel Sheriffs has been involved, so Scotty Weston. That was a big moment. I'm sorry we missed that one. That wasn't on my bloody report card. That was not on my report card for sure, but we continue on nonetheless as we start lap 26 here. Oh, yeah, certainly at race pace. Like, it's... Yeah, no. At race pace, 2 wide is the max that you want through turn 1. You see him here coming up towards, up through the southern loop. Yo's now just starting to catch up to the back of Stoyles here. These former split 3 companions. Shepherd's having an issue here as we come out the end of the southern loop. He's dropped some pace as we come through now towards Miller. Oh, and that's an engine gone for Michael Yeo. That is an engine failure, and after I was giving him praises, a devastating engine blow for Michael Yeo there, pardon the pun. But that was incredibly unlucky, and it's whether we will get a safety car now that we might actually get one because of where he's parked at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. There's Grumley, the leader, coming on through, and you have to feel for him. He's having a great run. He was up 12 spots, and then engine goes out at turn 4. He's probably just shifting down too hard. That was incredibly unfortunate for him. Mark Houghton's come into the pits now. I reckon he is feeling a safety car, quite possibly because of where that car is parked. Yeah, I don't know. Must have a Ford engine in that must. Old engines can make it. Hey, that was a that's a Commodore. Maybe he has the Ford engine, I don't know. And we are getting a safety car. Michael Hayes has now come into the safety car here. So it is now Racecraft safety car out on track. And Grumley comes into the pit, so does Skulls. I reckon the majority of this field, it's a Peugeot with a Chevy motor. Hey, don't you talk bad about Peugeots. My Peugeot was great until I T-boned someone in it. You wrote that wrong. Majority of the field coming into the pits now. Safety car is out on track. Michael Hayes at the helm. And just to help your ears, we'll go onto the gearbox and we'll listen to this engine rev it up a little bit. Possibly, but the majority of the field has now come in under this safety car. Grumley, Buckland, Skulls, Point and Header Sheet, Grek, Fox, Goosey, Zatira, Randall, Hanson, McKee, Latham, Clark, Minogue, Peck, Munro, Gallen, Fisher. All those guys have come in. Corbett's come in as well. As Header Sheet has actually just jumped a couple of cars there. He's now back to P5. Grumley leads the way after 2 pit stops. Vermey and Dunn have not come in. Neither has Barton. It is a long way home. 30 laps on one set of tyres is a long, long way home. But, well, it can be done. It can be done. Douglas, Taylor, those boys did not come in either. So none of those VMM boys came in. Maybe they're expecting another safety car. Daniel Norris has not come in either for his second stop. So majority of the field coming in. They now have the advantage somewhat. As long as we don't get another safety car, they are now at advantage pretty much to the rest of the field. It is, you can do it, but the problem is like 25 laps around here of pushing your tyres can go. So it's like, I mean, I think about it of, well, how long's a stint around here with a full tank? Your tyres should last that long. John's saying if you're as slow as me. Okay, I got ya. But we are still continuing on at the moment, though. Grumley leads the way to Verme, to Skulls, to Dunn, to Hedeshy, to Poynton, to Greg, to Barton, to Buckland, to Goosey. That is the top 10. Fox, Taylor, Douglas, Randall, Norris. That's the 15. As we are etching our way closer and closer towards the halfway point of this race. It is still quicker than stopping under green. That's 100% right. It is still quicker than stopping under green. And it is, well, I mean, the pit stop's not quicker, but it's more beneficial to you than stopping when other people are coming around at full pace. If people are coming around at safety car pace, then that's when you're at your benefit, so. Tell you what, as we get some wave rounds happening right now, let's go into the back of this Merc. Listen to this absolutely gorgeous V8 inside this Mercedes AMG safety car, brought to us by Racecraft Simulations. Big thank you to all of the series sponsors as well. Nova Sim Sports, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Logitech G, Player One Sim Gear, Racecraft Simulations, West End Motor Group as well for giving their support. I'm not sure if they're a sponsor at the moment though, but big thank you to them. Also big thank you to SimSpeed, WK and PTV as well. WK and PTV, yeah. For broadcasting Split 1 and Split 2, Split 1 and Split 3 respectively. All my words are coming out wrong tonight. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, big thank you to those guys for broadcasting the other two splits as well. And then of course here for Infinity Broadcasting, bringing you split number 2. But it's already gone off so far. We've already had a questionable incident happen. Had a couple of other questionable incidents happen, but Wilmano saying just can't punish them all, even though some tried and failed. That's right. That is right. You can't punish all 4 of them. That was a racing incident at the end of the day. Fonky saying rule number 1: never bank on a safety car. That's 100% right. 100% right. You cannot just bank on a safety car. When you get the opportunity to come in on the safety car, you just take it. You take it. Unless you've done your compulsories, you just come in and you take it. Like, doesn't matter. Even if it's lap 1, right, and you want to just top the car up with fuel to slow down, to shorten your pit stops later in the race, you know, it might not count as a compulsory, but you can still go for it. Remembering that the new rule is that, I believe the rule changed where if there's a safety car lap 1 or 2, then it gets extended out. Oh, about the tyres. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You can't. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, you just can't punish them all, even though some try to... Wait, what? Oh, we're talking about the tyres. Just can't punish. Do you mean push, not punish? I know you said going a long way home on here for one set of tyres. I don't know. My brain's gone at this point. But the safety car, I believe, has now pulled away from the field. It has indeed. So our safety car period is now over. And we can now get ready to go back to racing here. Lap 29 of 57. When they cross the line, it will be lap number 30. We're going to stick with the leaders here because this is going to be an intensifying battle. They're all being bunched up. We're halfway through this race, and suddenly it's a race of 2 stories. We've had the first half, the first act. We're now into the finale. Coming around turn 12, the leader has gone, leading it now to Peter Verme as we come up through turn number 12. And we continue on our way to immortality. Vermeer shoots to the outside. Can he get it done here into turn 1? Wants to go for it. They're too wide through there. We saw it work out earlier in the race. So the camera's on. There's been a knock. And Vermeer is off and out of P number 1 into the grass. Sorry we couldn't get a better angle of that one. I don't even know what caused that just then, but that was a massive move off this restart. Very lucky not go into the wall. But now Grumley under massive pressure here from Skulls in behind us. Dunning tries to get it done up the inside into P2. That was an exit stage left. Punish the tyres for 30 plus laps. Yeah, got ya. The brain's gone a little bit. Header sheet putting the pressure now on Skulls and Point as well. These boys need to be careful here. They don't want to have to let Grumley run away with this thing. Barton just dropping off the back of this. Oh, there was a little bit of a touch there from Point and Header sheet. As we come through this corner. These guys need to settle down a little bit. We've already had a safety car. They are getting super aggressive right now. They are getting super aggressive. On board here with Point and trying to chase down Header sheet. The interval back up on screen as well. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, know your strategy. Know you can stop as well. It could have been netcode John. We didn't get a better angle of it, so we can't really discuss. I probably should have been on the top of the roof of Grumley's car to really get the best look at that one, but you know, brain fade a little bit. You look at this Header sheet, gets the run now and Dunn out of turn 2. What can Point and do here? Dunn trying to defend as hard as he can as we come round into Miller. Look okay. They look okay at the moment. Ed Fox doing very good in the background as well. He's in a bit of an old mate and sons. He's in a bit of a chubby Duns burger at the moment. He's got Buckland and Goosey either end of him. Ed doing a great job. Goosey's still dropping back a little bit here. This is a nice little battle. Fox wants it up the inside. Buckland's going to give him all the room in the world. That is some great racing etiquette from those two drivers, but they're going to continue on too wide here through turn 11. And now up through 12. That was a classy move. Smart move by Buckland just to let him have it. They come through 12 now. It is the meat in the buns, so we speak, Roy. That is exactly right. It's not netcode, it's solid air. Yeah, I mean, without seeing the front of, the back of Vermeer's car, we can't really comment on it too much. Buckland letting Goosey through as well. He's letting him have a proper crack at the moment. Check out some of these other battles back through the field. Mark Peck, Wayne Shepherd, these guys just starting to creep up on the back of Latham and Gallen and Minogue and Vermeer and Clark as well. Look at them. All of them just veering all over the shot as Dunham, Point and lose out here at turn 4. Just quickly. Let's head back here as we come through turn number 4 now between these guys. We make our way through. I apologise. We're getting dinged here from my Facebook. Just move the headset here so we don't get that happening again. Check see if we have any comments on the stream. We do not. That's fine. We'll keep looking at the YouTube chat. Becky and Sheppo, though, these guys battling out hard. Sheppo up 9 spots after having that initial drive through. Oh, that's a big lock under brakes there for Sheppo. That's a massive lock for him out on track. And he sourced the rejoin. Plenty of room there for him. That was very lucky. That didn't end in tears for either driver then. Very, very lucky. Sheppo having able to keep on going. I was about to sing his praises of how many spots he'd made up, but just loses out there in the end. Manny McMillan, he's had a great run, 11 spots gained. Matt Stoyles up 10. Norris under pressure here from Bush. He's swapping and changing between 12 and 13 positions gained. Brian Minogue up 16 at the moment. Brett Douglas, though, the biggest mover, or second biggest mover in the field, up 21. His teammate Brett Taylor is up 22 positions so far. Jason Dunn up 20 positions, although he needs to pit again. So does Taylor and Douglas as well. Dead. But we will continue on between all these little intensifying battles, and this big battle pack here is what I'm very intrigued with. A lot of drivers involved. This could end in tears quite possibly as they come up through Siberia. There's a car spun round. That was Peter Vermey and Roy Clark. These guys have had it coming together. And it is beginning to go off here a little bit between some of these drivers at the moment. Let's head back up to see how these boys are doing. Stoyles and Houghton as they come up through Lukey Heights. How do we look here down towards MG? Houghton wants it on the inside. Oh, they look all right at the moment. And you can just see them all over the place, all over the track at the moment. Grumley into the pits. He's come in, I believe he's actually copped a penalty for the incident that we saw before. And now he comes out, serves his drive-through, and he's now down to P18. So he comes out just ahead of that little battle that we were looking in the background there, but Houghton's gone into the wall. I have to wonder if there was contact there with Stoyles. I'm not 100% sure. But Houghton has gone into the wall. He will need to come in for some repairs, I would say. That steering rack may not be very healthy at the moment. Oh, and it's not. He's out into the grass. That car is struggling dramatically. Let's see here if the steering's looking all right on it. Oh, it looks okay at the moment. Doesn't look too bad. But it is just starting to go off. So, Matthew Scholes, the current leader of this race after Stephen Grumley has now gone through and served his penalty for a drive-through. Simon Heddersheed now P2, Scotty Barton on debut out of P3, Stephen Greck out of P4, and then Mark Poynton out of P5. It's a great run from him. Ed Fox P6, he's done very well. Done at a P7, although he needs to pit. Goosey P8, Buckland P9, Hanson makes up the top 10. Roy Clark saying, well, that's John Eddie Charlton Gallen well snookered. We'll have to wait and see. I am trying to catch all of these as they occur. Let's check out how the former leader, Steve Grumley, is doing at the moment. He's currently following in behind Peter Latham. Well, you can see me just trying to give him the big hurry up as they come through Southern Loop. On board now with Grumley. How do we go here into Miller? Oh, heavy under brakes. Heavy under brakes. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch there. Oh, and then just... Well, that was interesting. That was an interesting one. There appeared to be some netcode on that initial incident there, so there wasn't really any fault for that one. But I don't know. That was interesting. Grumley now down a couple more spots. Latham lost out a heap of spots. He's now down to P29. We're not going to comment on it too much, though. We're not here to comment or surmise anyone's incidents. That was up to race control on the night, and they made the decisions. And it can say the pelican population is huge, but the monkey population is growing. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement on that one. Lap 36 now, Scholes still leads the way. See how some of our drivers are doing at the moment. Let's check out the rear of the field at the moment. So, Troy Sipple's in the pits still. Michael Yeo currently P40 at the moment. Roy Clark up the road from him. He's had some big damage. Mark Houghton, P38 at the moment. Then we've got Peter Vermey just ahead of him. What could have been for Peter if not for that incident off the restart. Craig Healy still continue on. Daniel Sheriffs has now come into the pits as well. Jamie Peters back up on the rise feed. He's down 10 spots from where he started. He'll just be trying to keep it clean from here on out. Glenn Corbett, P33. Jim Caparonis, P32. Paul Hayes P31. He's up 10 spots in this race. Didn't have the best of qualifying, but he's having a pretty good race so far. Sean Cullen, P30 at the moment. Peter Latham, P29. Todd Duggan, P28 at the moment. Here's he. Oh, that was a knock there from Hayes in behind. I missed that one. That was with Caperonis. That was... Oh, I'm sorry we missed that one. I was hoping we'd actually catch that. Damn. We missed it. Unfortunate. There was a little bit of a moment there between those guys. Lucky to get out unscathed was Jamie Peters, Wayne Shever, Matt Stoyles, and guys like that. Oh, that was interesting. Mark Houghton trying to follow him behind Peter Vermey at the moment. Roy Clark saying, I'm about to join the monkeys or the pelican shortly. Maybe I'm the biggest goose. We will see. We will see. Let's check that out, actually. Where are you on track, Roy? You're just up here as we come through turn number 2. Norris into the pits, as I mentioned. Clark just trying to chase down Gallen at the moment. We come up through Miller. He lets McKee through. Oh, it's still... I'm looking at it thinking it's this lap. It's not. It's still 2 laps away. Back with Mark Houghton, though. He's just trying to make his way back up through the field. Let's go on board with him here. See how he does. Former race winner in Split 2, of course. Has come close to a championship in the past, but has just missed out sometimes. Oh, that's massively wide from him. That's big wide. That car is struggling at the moment. Ah, you're a lap down. I got you, Roy. I got you. Oh, you are too. You are too. We're going to have to wait a little bit then for it. Here with Houghton, though, as he comes up towards Miller. Oh, and that's another engine gone. The same corner that had happened to Michael Yeo, it has happened to Mark Houghton. He's actually come around the corner. He's parked it on the track, and that will be another safety car. He can't keep going. He parks it up. And that there will definitely be where he has parked it. That will definitely be a safety car as it is on the racing line. So we will have to wait for our safety car driver, Michael Hayes, to come out of the pits. But, you know, the race just gets worse and worse and worse. Simon Hayes saying the Chevy went dry. That's 2 now. Yeah, it is. That's two Chev engines that have carked it in the span of 1 race. So, I don't know. Maybe it's because that corner used to be called Honda. Maybe it's only good for Honda engines. I don't know. But then, of course, then Ford would also still be going down. Too close to his incident limit. Maybe he's too close to his incident limit. But Matthew Scholes leads the way. Heddersheet and Barton, both those boys have now come in for a third stop. Heddersheet in for a third stop. Barton in for his second stop. Safety car is now out on track. So Scholes will lead them away. Oil surge from the fast LH. See, you can bank on another safety car. You can bank on another safety car. You just have to hope that the Commodores will continue to blow engines. So Wayne Shepherd's now coming to the pits once again. I believe he may have actually not taken enough fuel last time by. Roy Clark into the pits. Douglas, Taylor, Dunn, Fisher, McKee in the pits as well. Barton has been in. He's come out just behind Matty Stoyles and I believe Todd Duggan as well. We are continuing on. And hopefully we can just calm it down a little bit here for the remainder of this race. Well, hopefully the engines can actually calm down, I should say. Hopefully the engines can calm down. Fresh tyres will be a bonus the way these guys are driving. Yeah, some people might have come in. I mean, some people were doing their second stop. They're now going to be on the fresher tyres. So they'll actually have a bit of a benefit here. And yeah, I know Sheppo needed more fuel.
McKee's coming for a third stop, so he's definitely coming for new tyres, so is Fisher. So the guys who've actually come in on lap 38, I'm going to bring up our pit lap here. See here, Edishine P14, he's on the freshest tyres of the top 15 drivers now. Barton also came in lap 38, so he would have some fresh tyres. Let's go down to P25, Jamie Peters. Below them, Brett Taylor and Brett Douglas, both of VMM Sports, have come in. So's Fisher, so's Dunn, so's McKee, so's Sheppo. Norris came in not too long ago. It's a shame that he came in on lap 36. If he'd waited out a couple more laps, he would have actually done it. And then Sheriffs came in lap 33 as well. Lap 35. Verme came in, Peck came in. See Clark here, he's still rolling around. He's trying to get back onto the back of that train at the moment. Let's see here how well he does. He did mention that he had a bit of an incident, so let's see what's happened to him here. I've said nothing helps you, Roy. Rick Vargas saying, wishing I was out there. Looks like pretty good hard racing to me. I don't seem to fit in split one. Oh, well, I mean, maybe you'll adjust to it a bit better. Rick, Gary saying, I liked your company, Rick. Yeah, I think, Rick, you had some great runs out of split 2. Hopefully, you can either come back to split 2 at some point or really just, or start to succeed very well out of split 1. I think that'd be good. Anakin was saying fresh tyres will be a bonus the way these guys are driving. Yeah, yeah, a bit of fresh tyre, a bit of fresh rubber would do good. John Gunn saying you can stay in split 1, mate. You'll find your groove. So yeah, but Rick, I think you did well in split 2, Rick, and it'll be very interesting to see how you do in split 1 and if you can kind of get up to speed and get up to being comfortable in split 1 as well. You should be getting some waiver rounds this time by as well. I would expect Clark to get his as well as Peck as well as Yo. Houghton's in the pits. I think Sipple will get one too. We'll have to wait and see. So we've got about, I believe it's 27 laps, a little bit over actually, maybe 30 odd laps left in this race. We've already had some carnage happening so far. Still a long way to go though, and still a fair while to get some more happening. Have to wait and see as Roy Clark now gets his wave around. As we're coming up to Miller here, he needs to be careful when he's coming up here. Hopefully he doesn't collect anybody when he's coming on through. Wants to keep it nice and special. And nice and clean as well as he makes these wave around overtakes as we come up through Hayshed. Oh, that was super close. That was super close there between them. Come up around MG, around Lukey Heights, sorry, there should be plenty of gap left for him here to get his wave around done and dusted. Come down into here, oh, and that's contact with Goosey. Oh, Roy, that was a bit of an overzealous move if ever I've seen one. Throw the book at me. Yeah, I mean, that was that was questionable. That was questionable, Roy, for sure, I believe. Darren's dropped some spots, but I think the drivers are actually letting him go back through and claim his spot back because that was not his fault. Well, as long as you learn from it, Roy, that's all that matters. As long as you learn from it, that's all I ask, and that's all I've been asking for, is as long as people learn from their mistakes this week and we improve upon it and we move on and we get better, then that's all that matters. That's all I can ask. JVR saying Crash Clark. That's almost a Baldy moment. Yeah, Roy, I think we need to change your race suit and helmet, mate, so it's a crash test dummy. What do you reckon? What do you guys reckon? Get the vote happening in the chat. What do you reckon? Surely he gets the crash test dummy on him. Here's our leader, though, Matthew Skulls. Doing an exceptional job so far. We've continuing with our waiver rounds at the moment. We've still got Michael Yo, I believe, to get a waiver round. Oh, has he gotten it yet, actually? No, he hasn't. He's coming back up onto the rear fit. He might have already gotten it, actually, but I believe Troy Sipple has now gotten it. He has. Anakin saying yes. JVR saying yes. John Gallen saying, I bet we never see that from Roy again. I hope so. I hope we never see that ever again from Roy. I hope not. I hope we never see that happen again from anyone. Roy saying no Baldy killed the whole field. God damn. God damn. But yeah, I reckon it's round 2. Roy Clark needs a crash test dummy suit and helmet. Simon Hayes next time might be in the safety car. Hey, Dial's not in the safety car anymore. How good does school? Oh, how good is the safety car? I'll tell you what, the safety car looks absolutely exceptional. That is one sexy ass safety car. That is beautiful. Now, I don't hope for safety cars a lot, but if we're seeing that thing on track, then oof. Oof. Give it to me. Give it to me. 100%. That is a thing of beauty. But Matthew Skulls leads the way as we end our Racecraft Solutions safety car period and we get back up to racing here. Is Harry Hogg Roy's pit controller? Roy Clark saying I'd have been okay with hitting the safety car. I don't know if RC would have been okay with you doing that, though. They might have thrown the book at you even more if you'd done that. But Skulls leads the way here. Lap 41 of 57. When we cross the line, it will be lap 42. It'll be 16 laps to go. Game on here. Skulls goes early. Poynton follows in behind. Goosey wants to try and get back at these guys. Racing once again out at Phillip Island here. Looking pretty good off the restart so far. Oh, look at Poynton though. Wants to dart it up the inside. Can he get it done? No, he just thinks better of it. Still a long way to go here, Mark. 15 laps or 16 odd laps. You can go for that move at any time. Fox P4, he's had an exceptional run. Buckland P5 has done well. Rec P6 just continuing on from his great run last season. Hansen doing exceptionally well out of P7, up 13 spots. Randall into the top 10 in P8. Zatira doing exceptional out of P9. Poynton getting up super close behind Skulls here. Goosey nearly gets past there by Fox in the background. And the race is starting to go off here. I believe McMillan has dropped a heap of spots to Grumley and Munro, quite possibly all a bit of a drop there, I do apologise. But we now continue on up through Lukey Heights. Skulls, Point and Goosey, that's the top 3. Fox and Grek make up the 5. You can see them in the background here, just continuing on. I know that Grek is hungry for that championship. Wants to do the best job he can to get there. As we come up down the Gardner Straight once again. Tell you what, relatively speaking, apart from his pit stop here, Hedesheet has done a great job so far, P13 in this race. Another driver who's done well though, he's also pitted, was Scotty Barton, P19 so far. Munro and Grumley, these guys are racing hard at the moment. Grumley wants to get this done. Munro's not going to make it easy for him. He's going to be forced to go the long way round into the short way round into Miller here. Gives him plenty of room, gets it done under brakes. That was a good move from him there. up the inside. His header sheet, I think, has gone wide. He has, and he's lost out a heap of spots. He is pushing hard to make up these positions here. So the elevated drivers from Split 3, who I believe are Ed Fox, currently P4 in this race. Very good job so far. Brennan Zatira was P2 in the championship last season in Split 3, P11 at the moment. Who else was there? Matt Stoyles, he's up 18 spots into P20. I believe header sheet is still under fire here from the likes of Duggan and Barton. Oh, that's Peter Latham off in the background. Off into the grass there. Needs to be careful on the rejoin. A heap of cars coming in behind him here. He's back out there. So Michael Yo, unfortunate to get an engine failure, but he's still rocking and rolling around this track. Who else is there? Wayne Shepherd, Split 3 champion, P33 at the moment. He's up a spot from where he started. Didn't have the best qualifying, but he is just starting to make his way back up. As Greg is just having a little bit of a flip in and out. Jason Dunn, who's previously been in Split 2, but has now come back up to Split... previously been in Split 2, is now back in Split 2 after being in Split 3. He's down in P31. He's down 3 spots, but he's still doing fairly well. So the Split 3 guys, relatively speaking, doing very well, very clean. Oh yeah, Jamie Peters as well, up 1 spot, P23 at the moment. So they've actually had quite a clean run for the majority of them. I haven't really seen any incidents that have involved them necessarily. I know Peters had an early one with Todd Duggan, but they've actually looked fairly clean so far, and I think they're just trying to find their footing at the moment as we stand. Lap 44 at the moment. Scotty Barton, he's in a heavy battle with Duggan, and oh, we've just missed that one there from Duggan, header sheet and Barton, but Duggan now dropping a heap of spots. I do apologise for missing that one. Let's check out though, Peter Latham. He's just trying to make his way back through the field at the moment. As we come up here towards Blicky Heights and MG. Up over the crest. Dunn wants to get it done here. Oh, Latham on the inside, that's contact! Oh, some of those guys very lucky to miss out on that one. That was McKee spinning it round. Very, very lucky from those drivers. Very, very lucky from them. Oh, it is starting to go off a little bit here. Lap 45 now. Let's head back up towards throughout the field here. Randall, Minogue and Gallon. These guys in an intensifying battle. How are we going here down towards Miller? Here they come, under brakes. Oh, Randall tried to get it done. Minogue was on the inside, just clipped the rear quarter and spins him round. Oh, and the race is just starting to go off a little bit here as we get towards the end. You just have this feeling that it's just starting to become unglued just a little bit here between some of these drivers. I have had a private message from Will Munro asking me how he's doing. P15 at the moment, William. Just so you know, P15, back where you started this race. Going relatively clean, having a good battle with Manny McMillan in behind. Scotty Barton trying to get involved as well, and Scotty Weston just ahead of you. So that's how you're going with that one at the moment. Will Munro saying that he tagged someone by trying to go early from the spin. Yeah, it was... Glenn Corbett, I believe, has just had it off. If I can get him here, he has. He's had a bit of a spin down at MG. As I mentioned, things are just starting to become unglued a little bit now, but for some of these drivers, maybe the red mist is just starting to take over a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of impatience, a little bit of, you know, running a little bit too hard, knowing that there's only 11 or so laps to go. Roy's saying I'm behaving myself now. You're kind of forced to, Roy, after taking out a car and the safety car, but we won't mention that. But still just trying to continue on, and that's all we can do at the moment. But Matty Scholes, Mark Point, and these guys have been exceptional here tonight. These guys have been doing very, very well. Honestly, it's great to see from them. It is great to see from them. Anakin saying, well, Roy, you're... Oh, sorry. Hoffy saying, well, Roy, you're bound to get it right at some stage. JVR saying, where's the fun in that, Roy?
Exactly. Where's the fun in you keeping it neat and tidy, Roy? Also, I must say, Roy, I'm very disappointed. You had your re-debut race 2 seasons ago in Season 16, Round 1 out at Road Atlanta. And since then, since getting onto the podium from your return, you seem to be having crashes, mate. What's going on? Where's Gallon? Gallon doing very well. P9 at the moment, 14 spots up from where he started. Just in behind Brian Minogue, who's up 27 positions in this race. He's doing a very good job in his return into Split 2. And he's really trying to get this fired up now. But look at this, Poynton and Skulls. These guys starting to fight hard here for this win. It is not over Red Rover. They are battling for sheep stations right now. So they come into Miller. Poynton looking a little bit loose there through that corner, but caught it up quite nicely. Evening, Jace. Great to have you here. Just going from the Carols. 46 laps to catch up on. Well, there's plenty of action for you to catch up on, mate. Pelican. But Poynton and Skulls, these guys battling it out hard right now. Let's go on to the gearbox cam. Top of the roof here from Poynton, looking back onto Skulls. As they come through, and Paul on double duty at the moment just to give you some inside baseball. I'm currently loading up the meme that I mentioned. Let's have a look at after the race. If I can actually do it properly, apparently I can't, that's fine. We will hopefully have that done properly. But as we continue on though, on to lap number 48 of 57. 10 laps to go. And the top two are battling hard. Grumley has been forced to come in once again, so I believe there might be a penalty involved in this one. It appears to be a drive-through. And it is indeed. That comes off the back of some contact earlier on. I'm not sure what the contact was for. Maybe exceeding his incident limits. Apparently it's not. I don't know about that. Did Dave Arney race? Dave Arney did not race this week. There was no Dave Arney out there. A shame. Roy's saying, so JVR, have you taken the sandbags out of the back of your car for this season? Oh, you gotta love the memes, don't you? Oh, that's a big off though from Jason Dunn ahead. Just runs it wide. We saw some of the drivers in split 3 have that happen to them out at turn 4. Just pushing a little bit too hard, I think. Quite possibly. Scott Rankin into the chat. Hey, it's split 2. Scott, you've missed all the action so far. There's been so much action. It's been all over the shop so far. But Poynton leads the way to Skulls, to Goosey, to Fox, to Grek. That's the top 5. Buckland, Hanson, Minogue, Gallon, Zatira. That's the top 10. And it's Randall, Bush, Weston, Barton, Munro. That makes up the 15. Oh, Thailand Super Series. Well, you'll have to catch up on the rest of the broadcast then, Scotty. You'll have to catch up on the initial 48 laps that you've missed. 2 times 10-hour days of IRL commentating. Oh, what a sick invite that is. Jay's saying more here tonight than Roy's bedroom. Going on holiday from tomorrow. I put it on my queue. Very good. Who's going to be commentating Split 1 this week then? Anakin saying safety car's almost out of fuel. Yeah. Michael was not prepared to be driving it that much here tonight. Will saying, I think that was Grumley's after the black flag was corrected. Possibly. That might have been it. I'm not sure. He's been left in charge of throwing himself under the bus. Oh, good luck to Mez. Hopefully he can actually survive a full innings without you. Oh, Jace, don't worry. We caught that one. That was an exceptional comment, I must say. Let's check out how some of our other battles are happening down on throughout the field. We got Mark Peck at the moment. Currently trying to hold off Steve Grumley in behind. They've got, I believe, Michael Yo not too far behind them. He's done well to come back after a blown engine. Mez is calling into Gunter.
Roy saying the lounge more fun. What do you mean? Split 2's fun. It's fun in its own way. Oh, look at Pecky, though, trying to get this done up the inside of Douglas here. Douglas looking a little bit loose through turn number 12. Grumley putting all sorts of pressure onto the back of Pecky at the moment. Let's quickly go on board with him here. Oh, you can see it. It's just starting to form. He's trying to get it done around the outside of Pecky. Pecky not giving him any chance here, though. Up the inside at 2. Slots it up there. Pecky wants to get it back, though. Down back through the inside he goes. How are they going to go off the exit? Oh, big slide from Grumbly. And there's contact between them. Grumbly off the track. And he hits the tyres. So lucky not to roll over there. Grumbly off the track. All on his lonesome out by the solo sign. Scott saying Split 2 is all ego with none of the talent to back it up. Split 3 loses the ego. And said Grumley had some good drives in Split 1, but it was Murd in the middle of an inability to see past his helmet visor. I think that's a pretty fair statement, actually. And that's quite a fair statement, to be honest with you. But let's check out, though, and see how some of our other drivers are doing out on track. Got a little bit of a battle starting to form, if I can find them on my list. Am I blind? No, I'm not. There we are. Look at this train of cars coming down the main straight at the moment, and it's all led by Sean Cullen. Peters wants it down the inside at turn 1. Not quite close enough to... Not quite close enough there to get it done. John Gallen saying, race control, can you investigate Scott Rankin's comments, please? Jay saying, I thought Grumley had pulled that off. Unfortunately, he hadn't. Xavier saying, have you met Gunter? S3 egos are there. Look at all of these cars battling around each other. Peter's on the inside at the moment. Hayes just trying to get through here. Oh, there's a coming together between Hayes and Healy. Off the exit of 4. And I tell you what, if it was coming unglued before, the paper is full on just unstuck out of the scrapbook right now. This race is starting to go off. 6 laps to go, and we're getting incidents left, right, and centre. Scotty saying, all right, wife begging me to spend time with her, love the Vets community lads, and then saying keep serving the Vets Vindaloo. I'll tell you what, this has been a spicy Vindaloo here tonight, Scotty. This is right up your alley. But that was an interesting one. That was an interesting one for sure. But 6 laps to go, 5 to go when they cross the line, and that was a bit of a rookie move there for some of those boys, but we'll let it go, we'll let it fly, we'll let it happen. Let's check out some of our other incidents that are starting to occur here. Brett Taylor, he's following in behind Sheppo at the moment. That's it, Scott, that's it. That's it. Oh, sorry, William, we missed the rejoin, I apologise. Trying to move on up and see any incidents that may be occurring. We've got Caparonis and Sheppo. How are they going at the moment? They look all right. Oh, maybe. No, he's defending his line. That's pretty fair, actually. Oh, bit of a slide, though, from Caparonis. Sheppo just trying to get back up under him here. How are we going to go, though? It was nearly a big crash. That could have been huge, especially this late in the race. I doubt we would have seen a safety car, although we did see one in Split 1 very late in the race. Anakin saying Pinks have less hits than these guys. Pink even, yeah. That's true. These guys have currently got more hits than Elvis at the moment. They are they're rocking and rolling in the free world, and they are knocking on the door of something special. Hedashi trying to get it done around the outside of Munro now through turn number 1. Up the inside at turn 2. Can he get this done on him here? Oh, the camera hasn't changed the time for me. He has. He's gotten it done up the inside. That was a good move from him there. trying to push on through now. Let's check out how that little battle pack is starting to form in the background here. Taylor, Caperonis, these guys starting to fight it out. Latham wants to get involved as well. As we come through 3 in towards 4. How do we go coming through Miller? They look all right at the moment. They look okay. Up towards Siberia now. This little pack is just etching closer and closer. And it can take also a song called Let Us Pray. It's not helping. It's not. It's not helping at the moment. These guys, though, are in an intensifying battle for sure. And it may not be too long until we see some carnage coming together between them. As we come up through 11, round 12 to start lap 54 of 57. Oh, don't worry. We're going to check out the battle for the lead. Don't worry. I'm waiting for something right now, and then we're going to go back to the lead. We're on the correct lap for it as well. I want to miss as little incidents as I can in this race. Taylor around the outside, though, Caperonis. He gets it done through turn 1. That was a great move from him. Up through 2, now we go. Caperonis will be hoping to come back at him here. He needs to be careful of the pressure from Latham in behind, though. Verme wants to get involved on this too. Not quite close enough just yet. As we come up to 3 and 4 for these guys right now. Round Stoner we come up towards Miller. Caperonis looks to shoot it up the inside. Can he get it done here? No, he can't. That's contact between them, and that's just a complete roadblock from those guys. Look at all those. We saw all those cars in that pack just having to just send it at other points around them because they were stopped on track. It was good holding brakes from them there, but well, with such little time left in this race, that has massive implications for these guys. They're back up the front though, Poynton and Scholes. This is the battle for the lead. One of them will become a winner here in split 2. He did serve up a pickle. That was a, for what you will, for what that incident was, it was great holding brakes. Great example of holding brakes. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So come up here into Miller though from the leaders. Continuing on here. And up through Siberia we come. And then up towards Hayshed. How are they going to go up towards Lukey Heights? These guys are fighting back and forth. They've been back and forth for the last half of this race. One of these boys is going to win here tonight. One of them's going to come second for sure. Oh, but that's out wide for Poynton. Comes back on track. Oh, massive net code between them. That's now knocked Scholes down a little punch. That's a racing incident. It is net code, and it was heavy net code as well. It's unfortunate for Scholes, but luckily he can continue on, and his car still looks pretty straight at the moment. It was unfortunate. We don't want to see that happen. We want to see battles that happen all the way to the end, but net code is net code, and iRacing is iRacing, and these things happen. Also, Grumley into the pits again. I believe he's been in there for quite a few laps though, so I think his race might be done. Unsafe rejoin? Yeah, quite possibly. Could be deemed as an unsafe rejoin, although there was net code in there. It's up to Race Control how they want to proceed with that one. Oh, that was solid air. That was like some, that was, you could park a bus in that. But yeah, it was an unsafe rejoin for sure. But because of the net code, I mean, that's why they look at a racing incident, because of the net code. But yeah, Dave Arney choppering in all the way from Cairns. Howdy to you, sir. You've come in at the right time. It would have happened either way, but he did rejoin off the racing line. Again, that was one for Race Control to decide. They're both still racing at the end of the day. Scholes has kind of just lost on track time, but They're still going. I mean, that's an RC decision. John saying your chopper is late, Dave. Yeah, the weather just really stopping that thing from getting in nice and early. Tell you what, though, there is a nice little battle happening behind these guys. This little top 10 battle from about P5 all the way down to P9. It's just starting to intensify. Hansen, Buckland, Minogue, Gallen and Randall, although Randall's a little bit far back from them. Oh, you see this, though, Verme just comes out of the pits, and it just starts to force all these cars to dart out across the road. Fox is involved in this as well, sorry, and Grech. Flooded in. Oh, that was a car running wide there. Who was that? I believe that was Brian Minogue. It was. Just runs it wide off the exit of 1. We are on the white flag lap, though. Poyton leads the way at the moment. And he will be just trying to get this done as best as possible. 2.3 seconds is the gap back to Scholes. Goosey P3 at the moment. Minogue is gone again. And it's out at the exit of 4. And it just gets worse and worse for him, unfortunately. His tyres are pretty cooked, I must say. Oh, he sure be so lucky. But Mark Poyton, after an intense race, full of spice, full of carnage, the full Vets Vindaloo, as Scott Rankin would say, Poyton will come round the final corner for the final time to take victory and win the first round of Season 18 for the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans. Matthew Scholes will come home out of P2. Darren Goosey makes it home in P3 after some controversy with Roy Clark under safety car. Yes, I shouted out again. I believe Minogue is still dropping positions here behind them. Fox P4, an exceptional run from him. Grech makes up the top 5. Then it's Hansen, then it's Buckland, then Gallen, then Randall, and then the debuting Scott Barton. What a run from him, P10 on debut. That was absolutely exceptional from those guys. We saw some controversial crashes. Maybe I blew it out of proportion a little bit, I don't know. I still think there were some questions to be asked about some of the driving and some of the moves that were happening. But regardless, as long as we learn from it, and because we saw glimpses in this race of some exceptional driving and some exceptional racing and some exceptional racing etiquette, if we can have that all season, especially this week, round 2 out at Most Sport, it's going to be a fantastic season going ahead for Split 2. But yeah, so it's Roy Clark saying so happy Darren got home in 3rd. Yeah, it was great. Great that he was able to get home in 3rd. 11 spots up from where he started. Biggest mover in this race. Big shout out goes to him because he had a great battle out on track. Matty McMillan, what an improvement from him. 25 positions gained in this race here tonight. And, you know, across the board, it was kind of a race of halves. There was, you know, the race of carnage and there was the race of some really, really good racecraft, as I said. So if we could take the stuff that was the good from this race and do that moving forward, then we're going to have a good season ahead. And that's what I hope for. I hope that we can learn from these things. We can learn from some of these decisions that were made by some drivers. And we can just move on ahead and have a great season. Most Sport's going to be an absolute cracker. If from the really high quality racing that we saw here tonight, Roy Clark saying I think the lack of respect for race control was the biggest issue on Thursday night. Hopefully that can fix itself as well. No, we did not reach 150. I believe the highest we got was, I think, 52, something like that. But yeah, if the respect for race control can get better and the racing etiquette on track can get better, because we saw glimpses tonight of some absolutely exceptional racecraft and some exceptional race etiquette. If we can have that going forward, fantastic. All for it. Excited for the rest of the season if we can have that. Let's see if we got any of our podium finishes in the green room or in any of the other channels here tonight. We haven't got any in there just yet, but hopefully we can very, very soon. If you want to go into the Split 2 green room, please do, and we will drag you in for an interview, being that Mark Poyton, Matthew Scholes, or Darren Goosey. If we don't have them, we won't chat to them, of course. Until then, though, we will run through the results in just a moment. I just want to see if I can get my thing up on screen while I wait for them to come. Oh, we have got them. We got Darren Goosey. We got Mark Poyton. We'll see if we get Matthew Scholes. We'll see if we get him. If we don't, that's fine. We'll just talk to those boys. We'll see if my meme has worked. If it hasn't, it hasn't.
Ooh, the movie's starting!
That was my meme I made. I thought it was funny. It was good. That was the incident sheet, by the way. That was the incident sheet. So, but thank you all for joining me here tonight. For having a chat to me. We'll run through our race results, and then we'll bring our interviewees in for tonight. I know it's very loud. I turned it down. Don't worry. I turned it down. I'm sorry. It was so loud. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I did not mean for it to be that loud. I'm so sorry. I did not mean for it to be that loud. I'm so sorry. No more memes. No more memes on screen. I'm sorry. Is it bleeding now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I know. I just woke you up. No more memes. I'm not going to put any more memes in here then. Sorry. The lesson learned. But we will show our race results, and then we'll bring our podium finishes in here as well. So Mark Boynton takes victory here tonight. I'm sorry, Chase. I'm sorry. Sorry. But Mark Boynton takes victory here tonight, just ahead of Matthew Scholes out of P2 with Darren Goosey coming home out of P3. Ed Fox will then finish out of P4. It's not an exceptional run. With Stephen Grech coming home out of P5. Marty Hansen will then finish out of P6 ahead of Gary Buckland out of P7. With John Gallen out of P8 with Shane Randall for Simbriggs Infinity Motorsport out of P9. Scotty Barton will then make up the top 10 on debut for Virtual Motorsport Mentor Esports here tonight, with Brendan Zatira coming home out of P11 in Split 2 here tonight after finishing P2 in the championship in Split 3 last season. Jeremy Bush will finish out of P12 here tonight, just ahead of Scott Weston out of P13, with Will Munro coming home out of P14. With Matty McMillan making up our top 15 here tonight for WKMP Sim Sports. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, boys. I'm sorry. Oh, boys and girls, I'm sorry about the absolute ear rape that was. I apologise. Simon Hedgeshev will come home out of P16. P17 will be Matt Stoyles with Sean Cullen coming home out of P18 here tonight. P19 will go to Jamie Peters ahead of his teammate Wayne Shepherd out of P20, with Peter Latham coming home out of P21. Jason Dunn will then come home out of P22 ahead of Daniel Norris out of P23, with Daniel Sheriffs out of P24 here tonight. Mark Peck will then come home out of P25 ahead of Brett Douglas and Brett Taylor, the double Bretts from VMME Sports out of P26 and P27, with Todd Duggan coming home out of P28 on return to Split 2. Glenn Cobb will then come home out of P29 ahead of Paul Hayes for P30, with Craig Healy coming home out of P31 ahead of P32's Roy Clark. Brian Minogue will then come home out of P33 ahead of Jim Caperonis out of P34, with Peter Vermey out of P35 here tonight. Mike Yeo will then come home out of P36 ahead of Damon Fisher in P37, with Troy Sipple coming home out of P38. Lord McKee will then be 5 laps down out of P39, with Steve Grumley 8 laps down out of P40. Mark Houghton 21 laps down after blowing his engine in P41, with Jason DiBattito not even making it past the first lap here tonight. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sorry that we copped all that absolute ear rape. I do apologise. I'm just gonna do this so then I can actually focus on some drivers while we bring them in here tonight, and we will pull that down. We'll do this while we wait for them. Actually, we'll get it playing, but we'll drag them in. Mark Boynton and Darren Goosey, I believe the only two podium finishers here tonight coming in to have a chat. So it's great to have you both in here tonight. We'll start with you, Darren, of course. It was a great run from you, mate, although you were kind of, we'll say, targeted by Roy Clark under safety car there. Hang on. Yeah, we're good. Sorry, mate.
Look, no comment.
No comment.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Hamish?
Yeah, I got you, mate. Sorry, I had to remember to undeafen my headset because I had deafened it before. But yeah, I fixed that, so we're good. But yeah, I mean, just an absolute. I was
a bit surprised that happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, and look, I had no idea who it was until I had a PM, and from Roy. That's when I knew it was him. Yeah, because I didn't watch any of the replay after the race.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously I caught it through the race control just to be sure I can get that position back. So my teammates were just saying, "Yeah, just get down there, get it back." And thankfully, Ed was nice enough to call me back in.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I sustained too much damage from that.
Well, the car looked pretty good. I think even after that knock, it still looked pretty fine, and you're able to keep up with the pace of the top two, relatively speaking. It was pretty much an even split between you guys by the end of the race, but you had a pretty good run out there. How did it feel to come back into split 2 for season 18?
It felt like coming home, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd prefer to be in the split 2 because I think that's where I fit in for my pace, how I race.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look, you're going to have incidences regardless what split you're in. That's a given. That's going to happen. It's just, I think for me in split 1, I always try to get into the top 20, finish thereabouts. But them guys up there in the top 15, they're just next level for me.
Yeah.
I feel more relaxed when I'm racing in split 2.
Yep.
But in saying that, there was quite a few new names that I had no idea who they were. Mark and Matthew, I don't know where they've come from. And I'll give a special mention to Ed Cox. He had a brilliant race for his debut for split 2.
Yeah, he did very well. Well, to give you the rundown, Mark was pretty much one of the best performing privateers we've ever seen last season. He finished he was in the championship hunt all the way up to the final round, but wasn't quite close enough to really get it done. But Mark's definitely someone that you want to keep an eye on this season because he's very quick and he could win this thing. So,
yeah, it's these new names that come in. Because I've been around here forever in the V8 Vets. There's a lot of guys I race around in split 1 and split 2, and after racing for a long time, you know how they run.
Yeah,
so it's the new guys that I have to get used to how they run.
Yeah.
And if they're aggressive, if they're, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But well done to Mark anyway for the win and Matt for second. That's first safety car. I ummed and ahed about coming in because I just pitted 3 or 4 laps before then, and I wasn't sure about the tyres going that long.
Yeah.
So I had my 2 teammates, Steve Grit and Gary Buckland's. Just they were adamant they were going in, so I thought, I'm just going to go in and see what happens.
Well, mate, it paid off for you in the end. The good thing, I guess, after even having the incident under safety car, the other drivers were just like, hey, just have your position back. Like, that wasn't your fault. You didn't drive off the track or anything like that. You were taken out. So I guess the etiquette's still there in that sense that they let you have your position back, and it was race on after that restart and come home P3. So it was a good run from you.
Yeah, Mark and Matt, I think I stayed with them for about 2 or 3 laps. I made a couple of little errors, missing the apexes here and there, and so the gap opened up, and I just thought I'm not going to fry my tyres. I was content just to come third because I didn't expect to come third. I qualified 14th, I think.
Well, you did. So 11 spots gained. You were one of there was a heap of gainers out there on Thursday night, although there are a lot of losers out there as well in terms of people who were involved in incidents and they just dropped a heap of spots or they blew an engine or just, had some little offs and stuff like that. But it was an exceptional run for you, Darren, a great return back into split 2 for you. Let us know who's giving you the support out there, mate, and anyone else you want to give a shout out to as well.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the series sponsors. The new sponsor we've just got is Racecraft Simulations, Nova Motorsports, Logitech, Player One Singear, and Parramatta Isuzu Ute. I think I got them all.
I believe that is all of them, yes. I struggle to remember sometimes, I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, it's not easy to remember if you're not up on the podium too often. And I'm not one of them guys. So the team sponsors Industrial Batteries Australia and Chubby Bun burgers, and I believe Ed Fox was the burger in between the two buns tonight for a while there.
He was for
Last
sure.
night,
Yeah.
Thursday, whenever it was. Yeah, and yeah, and just the overall our whole team. You know, we have a bit of a laugh pre-race, post-race practice. You know, we have a bit of fun, but once the flag goes green, that's it. It's on.
Mate, that's great to hear.
And sorry, and thanks to Race Control in particular, Split 2 the other night. They had their hands full.
They did, yeah.
So we have the benefit to sit here post race and go over the race and look at review incidences.
Yeah.
They're on a very, very tight time constraint. So, you know, they've sort of got to make a decision real quick.
Yeah, they do. And sometimes the decision may not be sometimes it's not always the easy decision to make, but sometimes it is, because they have to get back to other incidents that are happening as well. So if we can kind of help limit their work or limit their efforts, then they don't have to, you know, then they can focus more on other incidents that are happening.
Yeah, look, I think for me personally, and I've been open with my teammates about this, and they'll tell you I'm always raved on about stuff. Just some of the crap on comms the other night was, I mean, look, with iRacing, you have to make it's a deliberate decision to push that button to say something.
Yeah.
So it's simple. You just don't push it.
That's it. Or take, like, say all your frustrations without pressing it, get it all out of your system, and then press the button, you know, or don't even press it at all.
Oh, look, yeah. I mean, look, I've been involved in incidences that haven't been any fault of mine, but I just don't push that button. It's just not. I'm not going to do that because I find it to be a bit inconsiderate, if I'm honest.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're not the only person out there on that radio channel. Every other competitor is on that radio channel unless they have it muted. Some of us need to have it open if we have a spotter or something like that. So it's, you know, it's very important that we try and keep those comms to a minimum and keep them at the high level of calling for race control, and just try not to get in arguments over the radio as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, if I get a drive through and I'm not sure that I should have got it, I just basically I come in, I do it, and I get on with it.
That's it, mate. That's a great mentality to have. Well, thanks for coming and have a chat to me here tonight. Best of luck this week out at Most Sport and for the rest of the season as well. I'm sure we'll have another chat throughout the season anyway, and who knows, maybe you can even get another win.
Well, yeah, he's hoping, but I don't really set my goals that high. I just come out and race, and where I finish is where I finish. So yeah, and thanks for the broadcast too, Hamish.
No worries, mate. All good. Well, thank you very much. Well, great to speak to Darren Goosey there. Mark Poynton, our winner here tonight. Well, what a run you had last season, and, well, you back it up straight away this season. One thing I do have to ask you about, and I'm going to remind you of this because I remind everyone every time we come to round one, you know that the winner of round one has never gone on to win the championship since I started broadcasting Split 2.
Well, so in that case, I might as well celebrate my victory then, hey?
That's right, mate. Well, maybe you are the one in the last last four to have not done it. I haven't actually checked the stats prior to season 14, but I mean, you had an exceptional run tonight, mate. I mean, you had some mega pace last season, and you've just backed it up once again. A little bit of controversy in there with the track rejoin, but I think at the end of the day, it's a long season and anything can happen. And you guys were just in the heat of the battle, and these things sort of happen. It could have gone the other way as well. So, but you did very well to get up onto the top step.
Oh, thank you, Hamish. Yeah, I had a little bit of a chat to Matt after the race. It was we were battling really well, and it was a shame for it to come down essentially to netcode. And yeah, it's a split second decision. My fear was if I continued to barrel on straight, that we'd end up just T-boning down at the bottom of MG as well. So I tried to rejoin as safely as I possibly could. To be honest, the mistake was mine. Matt was putting an amazing amount of pressure on me that I actually took a glimpse in my rearview mirror at exactly the wrong time, and that's what caused me to run off track. The tyres were pretty knackered as well, but yeah, look, not the way I would have preferred it to have been completely clean the whole way through and all the rest of it. But Matt, to his credit, after the race, yeah, came on, checked the replay, said it was net code, congratulated me. So yeah, I look forward to hopefully being up the front and hopefully battling more with Matt and Darren as well. Stephen had a really good race until he was caught up with some incidents as well. But he had checked out until the safety car.
Well, I mean, he had a great run early on, and then it kind of it was like a domino effect. It just got worse and worse for him, unfortunately for him. But it paid off for you in the end. You managed to get up on the top step, get a victory out of Split 2 for season 18. Have you done any practice just yet for Mosport this week, or are you kind of waiting until tomorrow to really get in and practice?
No, yeah, I've been trying to do as much practice as possible. Trying to learn a little bit from my first season last season, and yeah, it's just to be competitive. You need to churn laps. The guys are so quick. This field is so close that yeah, I've been trying to put more of an effort and more of a focus. I didn't realise the commitment, you know, that it was going to take to be competitive in this. So yeah, just trying to make the effort, trying to make time to practice. So yeah, fingers crossed for next week.
Well, mate, very, very good job here tonight. You know, you started your season on a perfect note, getting those full points pretty much. And, I mean, it's going to be a good season ahead regardless of what happens. And I must say, on a personal note, I hope you are the one to break that crux, because you've been one of my favourite drivers to watch ever since you come in to Split 2. And I try not to show my bias when I'm broadcasting, unless my teammates have crashes, then I'm definitely showing their crashes on screen, because why wouldn't I? But yeah, you've done an exceptional job, mate, and hopefully you can continue it on throughout the rest of this season.
Thank you, Hamish. Yeah, it's I'm having a lot of fun. It's a good group of guys. There's not too often in my life where I'm glad I'm over 40. This is one of those.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only thing that makes me wish I was 40. There's nothing else in my life that makes me wish I was 40 but this. But yeah, well, I think, you know, you've had a great run so far. Let us know who's giving you the support out there, mate. Anyone else you want to give a shout out to as well. You more than earned it by getting out the first victory of season 18.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, I want to thank the league. There's lots of people that work and put a lot of hours in behind the scenes. Obviously yourself, Hamish, for your broadcasts and what you do with Beyond the Apex as well. And obviously the league sponsors, and on a personal note for me, Maxis.
Very good, mate. Well, congratulations once again on an exceptional victory here tonight. Best of luck for Mosport this week and for the rest of the season, and hopefully we can have a chat again very soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hamish.
Thanks, mate. Well, great to speak to Mark Poynton and Darren Goosey there. I am just scrolling through the channels just to see if Matthew Skulls is in there. I don't see him in there. I haven't received a message from him, so I would say he's unable to come. And Stephen, you're saying, can you have it so drivers only speak to RC? You can. So what happens is the drivers would have to set their radios so they can only hear race control. So they actually don't hear anyone else who's over the radio. So they are only scanning for race control. And that way then no other driver can actually hear what they're saying. So it's up to the drivers to do that. They would actually have to set their radio. And I mean, you shouldn't have to do that, but if you are finding that the radio is distracting you, you change your radio scanner in your black box to just race control, not all teams, not drivers, not spectators, whatever, just race control. Then you can only hear race control. So it would then, that again kind of limits you being able to hear everyone else on the radio as well. But yeah, hopefully we can get the issues sorted. As I mentioned, if we can have the best bits of racing that we had out there tonight happen throughout the rest of the season, I'm all for it. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. As we've kind of alluded to, this race was pretty carnage-filled. Hopefully we can have a cleaner run this week out at Mosport, because Mosport is going to be a great track for these cars to go driving at. Could even say that these cars are made for that track, but they're not actually. But yeah, Mosport's one of my favorite tracks. One of my favorite tracks to drive these cars on. It was in fact one of my first races in OSR Devs that I ever did was at Mosport, and it was so much fun. So hopefully the drivers can have that much fun as well. But just to do a little bit of the old admin stuff that we like to do here at the end of the broadcast. Thank you everyone for watching here tonight. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you are notified anytime we go live on the V8 Veterans YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the like button as well. Any engagement we get on these streams and videos helps grow the channel immensely. Be sure to get into the chat if you're here for the live stream, and get into the comments if you're here after the live stream is done. Let us know what you think of the series. Let us know what you think of the races. Any feedback will help us improve the series beyond any doubt. This has been round 1, season 18 of Racekraft Solutions V8 Veterans. It's been an exceptional night of racing, been an exceptional night to call this broadcast for all of you. We'll be back next week for round number 2 out at Mosport. But until then, I've been Hamish Munro, commentator here tonight. This has been the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans Season 18 Logitech G Round 1 out at Phillip Island. Until next time, bye for now.